In this video, let us try to understand the concept of performance management system. A performance management system is comprised of methods, procedures, techniques, people, devices, equipment, all put together that will work to ensure desired level of performance within the organization. In this video, we are going to understand what are the essential elements of performance management system, which is abbreviated as PMS. Before we see what are the elements that constitute a performance management system, let us try to understand what is the meaning of performance management. Performance management is a continuous process that involves setting clear expectations, providing regular feedback, recognizing achievements, and addressing performance gaps to improve individual and organizational performance. It's a strategic approach that aligns individual goals with organizational objectives, fosters employee development, and drives overall business success. So, from this, we can understand that performance management usually focuses on the skill enhancement of employees because only when their skill enhances, they can perform better. And also, performance management system focuses on what should be accomplished and what is actually accomplished. So the gap between the reality and the intended performance will be tracked by performance management system in order to initiate suitable measures to enhance the performance in the subsequent cycles of performance. Now with this backdrop, let us try to understand the important elements of a PMS, that is performance management system. The first important element is SMART goal setting. SMART is an acronym that stands specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. SMART goal setting implies the following. Specific, the goal should be clearly outlined with detailed information such as what is to be achieved, how well it must be done, and why it is important. M stands for measurable. The goal must have a definite and measurable indicator to tell if it has been achieved. Achievable. The set goal should be realistically achievable considering the strengths and weaknesses of the organization. Relevant. The goal should be in line with both the employee's job and the overall goals of the organization. Time bound. There should be a definite timeline as to when this goal should be completed. So, from this SMART goal setting, what we can understand is the first prerequisite for performance management is setting up clear goals, not only for the individual employees, but also for the departments in the organization and for the organization as a whole as well. And when you set such kind of objectives, they should be very specific, not vague, and one should be able to measure whether the goal has been achieved or not. If not, how much is accomplished, how much is not yet accomplished. Similarly, it has to be feasible. Achievable means it should be feasible to the organization considering its capabilities. You should always set feasible goals. Relevant means the goals what you have designed now, they should contribute to the achievement of primary goals of the organization. And also, for every goal set, there must be a definite time frame within which it has to be accomplished. Another important element in performance management system is employee involvement. How can we know whether an employee is properly involved or not? We can know by the time he has spent on the job and the level of effort he is putting in. We can know how much involvement an employee is putting in the tasks allocated to him. Engage people in the exercise, explain why it is necessary and what is expected of it. Do not attempt to enforce, since most people may not give consideration just because the management has insisted on the process. Rather, they would like to know that they will be listened to, understood, and be a part of the strategy implementation. So that means you need to involve the employees right from the beginning of goal setting and during the pursuit, whatever decisions taken by the management during the pursuit. In all these, employees must be properly involved. So when they are involved in the decision making, obviously they'll give their complete commitment during the implementation of the strategy. So more you involve the employees, more will be their commitment. Then comes the important aspect, that is monitoring the performance. Here there are two parameters very important. One is how frequently you are monitoring the performance is one aspect, and how many times you are measuring the performance is what is called as frequency. While it is very important, at what level you are measuring is also important. The performance is to be carefully tracked and monitored, and feedback given at individual, team, and department level. The feedback intervals should be meaningful. It can be monthly, quarterly, or even annually, although frequent feedback reviews are desirable. And the most important aspect is to have foolproof methods for measuring the performance. Then comes the next element, that is performance management initiatives. When do you take performance management initiatives? Whenever you find there is some gap in the expected level of performance of employees, there you need to initiate performance management initiatives in order to keep up the level of performance. So, here in this, suitable performance management initiatives are offered to staff to improve themselves through training and development programs. Such program may be either outsourced or conducted in-house. That means either you can bring the experts from outside the organization, or you can use senior executives who are potent enough for this purpose. In respect of each performance cycle, there shall be a well-defined schedule of performance management initiatives planned well in advance. Then comes the rewards and compensation. All employee surveys uniformly point out the fact that people expect rewards and a better compensation, especially when they are performing above expectations. Hence, the following must be configured into the performance management system of the organization: periodical increment, annual bonus, shares in the company, fully paid up. That means stock should be allocated to the employees, position in the board of management as executive director or any other director, additional director, such kind, extra holiday, promotion, recognition, awards, and so on. These rewards will act as a motivating factor for the employees to continue and keep up the same level of performance. Thank you.